What's going on, y'all? Jordan, another episode of Latest. Let's get started. First episode of December, y'all. It's kind of crazy. We're already 2 months down in the regular season. Bolt's looking pretty good so far. We're gonna break down this current 7-game win streak, most notably the win over the Rangers on Saturday, and then we're also gonna discuss a couple other of notable items, such as Connor Geeky, the Young Guns, guys really stepping up from Syracuse, and then a little bit of a bear what if today, a couple things to break down on that. So let's get started. We're going to start with this. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Sorry, mic was acting up a little bit. Just a smidge. Okay, so Bolts, winners of 7 straight. Two seconds, y'all. Sorry about that. Oh man, wow. Well, I guess we're just have to do this the normal way. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. But anyways, back into it. So the Bolts win to 7 straight. Latest win, 4-1 win over the Rangers in New York is just indicative of how well the Bolts are playing at the moment. So JoJo only needed 12 saves to win the game, which is great. Defense reinforced really by Syracuse regulars is really started to hit its stride, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. So furthermore, the Bolts' top of his threats like Cooch, Hagel, Gunsel have really started to get hot and carry this offense. All three have led the Bolts to multiple victories so far this year, including throughout this streak, which has been great. This is the second 4-game plus win streak of the season. Remember, we won 5 in a row a few weeks back to really right the ship after that 1-4-2 start, and now we're winners of 7 in a row. And in between that stretch was like a 2-2 stretch, so it wasn't like super terrible. Multiple defensive starters out though, you know. So like McDonough's out, Chernak's out, Hetty's out, Crozier's out. So you know these young guns like Santini and Lilleberg, Declan Carlisle, Jason Moser, Diastus, they've all played really well. Even Darren Raddish is playing really superbly. He's averaging over 20 minutes a game on the top pair with Moser. 11 points during the win streak as well. So the 29-year-old leads the Bolts Blue Line with 16 points, 3 goals, 13 assists in 19 games. He's also in the NHL's top 20 in scoring for defensemen. So pretty awesome to really see how well he's been doing so far. Strong goaltending from JoJo and Vasi have helped, as the Bolts' number 1 goalie in particular has really started the round in the form. Vasi's looking strong, y'all. He's looking really good. Post-game, after the Rangers game, Coop said this. He said, everybody's on the same page. We're not rolling up against the tide. We're all kind of in unison right now. In 82 games, that doesn't happen the entire year. But you take advantage of it while you can and while you have it, and the boys are doing great. Can't agree more. They are doing great for sure. Next up tomorrow is the Islanders. First of 3 matchups against the Islanders this month. That's actually our entire season series. We're going to talk about that a lot over the next couple of days. It's just a really weird NHL scheduling quirk. We also have a back-to-back. I think it's against the Islanders. This is the back-to-back, so it's not. Let me double-check this to confirm. Give me 1 second. Actually, why am I doing it that way? I have it here. Like, it's wild because the Islanders, like, it's such a weird schedule. We have such a weird schedule, y'all. It's something else. There it is. Got it. So we're playing. My bad. So we're playing. I think it's Montreal. Oh, Philadelphia. We're playing Philadelphia back to back in January. So that'll be what we'll talk about next month. But we're playing the Islanders on Tuesday, and then we're playing them again on Saturday. So we're playing at the Islanders on Tuesday, Then we go home, host the Penguins, and then we have the Islanders come in on Saturday. So that's all right. Little 2-game homestand, nothing too crazy. We have a 4-game road stand starting next week. So we're really going to be deep diving into that in the next few days too. But followed by 4-game homestand. So not too crazy. Actually, really 6 straight in Florida once again, because we do 4, and then we go to the Panthers on the 27th, and then we're at home on the 28th. And then we leave. New Year's Eve is when we play the Ducks in Anaheim. That's sort of a 3-game Western Conference road trip. And then we have, schedule's weird, y'all. It's really fun. But yeah, anyway, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Connor Geeky, y'all. He's okay. Interesting. Connor Geeky. Bold stop prospect per The Athletic, who's really hit his stride since returning to Syracuse. Rough start to the season with the Bolts. Remember, he was, in 6 games before being sent down, just 1 assist, net 0 plus minus, and about 10 minutes and a second of time on ice. So his time on ice had gone out. In 52 games last year, he had 14 points, 8 goals, and 6 assists with a negative 4 plus minus in 12 minutes and 19 seconds time on ice. So, not a bad year last year, but he did regress a little bit after having a pretty solid preseason, actually. But in Syracuse, he's playing great. 18 points, 5 goals, and 13 assists, plus 2 plus minus. The Crunch have really started the season strong as well. They did slip off a little bit after a really torrid start, but they're still 13-7, 0-0, so not bad at all. A lot of other Lightning young guns are playing alongside him. Pelletier's one, Abruzzi, Duke, Stanchowyak. They're all playing alongside him, so that's a lot of fun. The Crunch offense has been really, really one of the best in the AHL. They led the way during their strong start. 5-3 win over the Utica Comets on Saturday, last time they played. So they're going for it, y'all. It's not surprising. With most of the Bolts offensive starters back to full health, like a lot of them are, and they're playing pretty well. Could be a while until we see Geeky up at the bench, just because we don't have the room to play him. So, I'm intrigued to see how we go about it, because it's going to be really interesting. So, yeah. Based on the drop in minutes this year, it's clear that getting more ice time at Syracuse is probably the best thing for Geeky anyways, because remember, if he was with us right now, he'd probably be on the 3rd or 4th line and maybe not getting as much time as we would get in Syracuse. So, getting more time there is probably better, especially because then we can bring him up towards the stretch run and really see how much of an impact he can have. So that's the question, though. Will he be able to force his way up here sooner? Will he be able to come up at all? Who knows? Because we have a lot of depth, right? We're seeing that depth coming from Syracuse. And, it's kind of wild because this depth is really saving the Bolts season. Since the second week of the season, they've really been dealing with numerous injuries. Multiple starters have been on and off at the shelf, including right now. There's 4 starting defensemen on the shelf. Hedman, McDonough, Chernak, and Crozier are currently out. So multiple Syracuse defensive call-ups like Charles Edward Deastus, Declan Carlisle, and Steven Santini have played pretty well. Lundmark and Grushev also came up, but they didn't really do too much. So interested to see if we bring them back up again. But right now, these Syracuse guys are playing really, really good hockey. Earlier in the season, we had a rash of offensive injuries. So crunch starters like Pelletier, Kachuk, and Saborin also came up and really helped out, especially Saborin. He also served out that the suspension he had from the Panthers preseason finale, that fiasco. Thought it was going to be started, y'all. Right now, we're on a 7-game winning streak, and many of these players have really helped out. Carlisle, Santini, and Saborin have all scored. Getting their first points with the Bolts. Carlisle and Santini, I believe, first points in the NHL as well. I'll double check that and get back to y'all. But yeah, Carlisle and Santini are actually the defense's regular 3rd pairing right now. They're playing really, really well because they already had a really good relationship from their time in Syracuse. Santini, remember, is the captain there too, so it's not surprising. Not surprising to see these guys step up and play really well for us and kind of help save our season. even after everyone's healthy. It's going to be really tough for the Bolts to figure out just exactly who they want to send back to Syracuse, because these guys are playing so well, they belong. Remember, Coop said this after the win over the Flyers last week. He said, do we have a lot of big-name players out of our lineup? There's no question. But the players that are filling in, they showed us stuff during camp. And as much as at times they may think, when somebody else comes back, I may go back down, but they're not thinking that. They're thinking, I'm going to continue to play here and be part of the Lightning. And guys are making a great case for being a part of this team, if not right now, but in the future. It's a pretty collective effort. And I've got to give the veteran guys a lot of credit for making everybody feel comfortable that hasn't been here the whole year. And the young guys are seizing the opportunity. So it's been fun to watch. And it's been fun to watch for me. It's been fun to watch for a lot of Bolts fans. So really excited to see them continue to play well. But this one is a pretty fun one. A little bit of a deeper what if today. We're talking about December trade targets because it's pretty interesting to see who we could acquire. The Bulls play 14 games this month, including the Islanders matchup coming up. All 3 matchups against the Islanders as well. So this month's games will determine the season series against them, at least until we maybe play them again in the playoffs. Each of these teams have players that could boost the Bolts playoff run if brought in at the right time. These players include, from the Islanders, Jean-Gabriel Pageau, Kyle Palmieri, Jonathan Drouin, the former Bolt, Simon Holmstrom, Anthony D'Angelo. The Penguins have a couple really interesting ones. I'm not going to say Crosby and be that guy. Malkin would be interesting, but that's almost certainly not going to happen. But still, maybe. Anthony Mantha, Ville Koivunen, Erik Karlsson is another one I'd be really intrigued to see, especially with the cap going up. Matthew Dumba, Brian Shea, Archer Silof's the number 2 goalie there, behind Jerry's intriguing me too. Maple Leafs have a couple guys in Machelli, Roy, John Crook, Scott Lawton, Sullivan Benoit is interesting. Canadians, they have a lot. Patrick Lane, Kirby Dock, Alex Newhook, Oliver Kapanen as well, Zachary Bolduc. Those are the offensive guys, and Demanoff, obviously. But defensively, Jalen Struble and Adam Engstrom, the goalies, and Montebolt and Dobes, intriguing. St. Louis really coaching a good team there. The Devils, with Dawson Mercer and Dougie Hamilton, might really top 2 guys to keep an eye on there. Cody Glassen getting dotted off the vet as well. Segan Thaler, the defenseman, and then the 2 goalies are Markstrom and Allen. We've talked to Allen in the past before, both those guys as well. The Panthers don't have too many. Mackey's the guy that I would really like to have, but Cole Schwinn, E.G. Lustarinen, Evan Rodriguez, Jack Devine, Jeff Petrie, a lot of vets. The Kings, Kopitar would be fun, but this is his last year. I don't think he's leaving LA. Corey Perry I'd love to bring back because he's a vet that really knows our system and can really play with our team. Cooper and Forsberg, the goalies, also intrigue me just because, man, that'd be really fun. Drew Doughty as well, though, even though there's no chance. Still, what if? That's literally why we could talk about it, right? Maybe we could break that down the next couple of days. Brant Clark is one, though, I've seen floated a lot through Bolt's Twitter that I think will be really, really interesting. The Hurricanes, Jordan Stahl and Alexander Nishkin, a lot of defensemen. Nystrom, Riley, the goalie duo of Anderson and Kochetev. Kochetev really intrigues me. Kochetev and actually the Blues' Jordan Bennington. If one of those guys was brought in, then we could really do true 1A, 1B thing with Vasi, and that'd be fun because that would help preserve our number 1 for the playoffs. So there's one we really, really need him in peak shape. The Blues with Jake Neighbors and Matthew Joseph, the former Bolt, Jimmy Snuggerud as well. And then the Ducks with Kreider and Strome. Leo Carlson, oh my gosh, the kid's been fantastic. RFA, though, so anything can happen. A lot of attacking talent out there. Remember, we're playing the Islanders 3 times this month. We're playing the Panthers twice, so that's going to be important as well. Bringing in capable defensemen would be a bit tougher because, we've already seen, too, with the Syracuse guys coming up, like Carlisle and Santini, defensive help might not be needed. But anyways, tomorrow will be pretty interesting. We get the Bolts Islanders preview, a couple other things as well. We're going to talk about a couple other intriguing scenarios. So this is Jordan Llanes signing off, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.